What if I told you that the only thing standing between you and your dreams is you? This is a story that will shake your soul, a story of struggle, self-doubt, and one decision that changed everything. If you've ever felt like giving up, then you need to hear this to the very end. Because by the time the story is over, you will never doubt yourself again. Deep in an ancient village, hidden between the great African plains and towering baobab trees, lived a boy named Adisa. He was not the strongest, he was not the fastest, and when the village boys ran into battle, Adisa walked away, his head down, his heart heavy. His father, Ogun, a warrior feared and respected across the land, watched his son from afar, disappointed clear in his eyes. In a deep voice, Ogun said, "A lion that does not know its own roar is no lion at all." Adisa had heard these words 100 times. But how do you roar when you don't even believe you have a voice? Because when you do not believe in yourself, the world does not believe in you either. But life has a way of testing us in ways we never expect. Every great story begins with a moment that changes everything. For Adisa, that moment came on the night the storm arrived. The chief spoke in a grim voice. "The gods have spoken. A trial is coming to our village, and not all will survive." The villagers gasped in fear. Adisa knew something was coming. He could feel it in his bones. But what he did not know was that it was coming for him. That night, as the rain pounds against the roof, Adisa lies awake, staring at the ceiling. His father's words echo in his head. "A lion that does not know its own roar is no lion at all." Then it happened, the moment that would define his destiny. Outside the hut, a dark figure moved through the rain. A pair of glowing eyes pierced through the storm. Adisa swallows hard. He knows he should wake his father, but something inside him tells him this is the test. The moment had come. Would he run? Or would he finally learn to roar? Adisa takes a shaky breath and steps toward the door, his heart pounding like a war drum. What is lurking in the storm? Will Adisa face his fear? Or will he run once again? This is where true transformation begins. Fear is a beast that grows stronger when you run from it. And for the first time in his life, Adisa stood still. I should run. I should call my father. But why can't I move? A lion, but not just any lion. This was different. Its eyes did not hold the hunger of a beast. They held a challenge. And in that moment, Adisa understood. This was no ordinary lion. This was a test. His inner voice said, "Do not run, face it." For the first time in his life, Adisa did not run from fear. He walked toward it. And just like that, the shadow was gone. But something inside Adisa had changed forever. Adisa said softly but certain, I did not run." The test was not over. It was only beginning. A single moment can change everything. Last night, Adisa faced the lion. But was the battle over, or had it only just begun? Village boys whispering to one another, "Did you hear? He stood before a lion last night. A coward does not face a lion and live, they said. Adisa, last night you stood where many men would fail, but a single act of courage does not make a warrior, his father said. If you wish to prove yourself, you will face the test of fire at sunset. The whispers began immediately, a test designed to break the weak. A test that once begun could not be refused. Adisa, soft but steady. I accept. The test of fire is not about strength alone. It is about spirit. It is about breaking, bending, and seeing who rises from the ashes. Step forward if you are ready to face yourself, his father said. And so it begins. Pain is a voice. It whispers to you, telling you to stop, to give up. But if you do not listen, if you walk through the fire, you will hear another voice, the one that says, keep going. Pain did not stop him. Fear did not stop him. For the first time in his life, Adisa did not stop himself. The fire has touched you, but it has shaped you, his father said. But the thirst was not over. Not yet. A man is not made in comfort. He is forged in fire, beaten in trials, and tested by the unknown. Adisa had walked across the flames, but the thirst was far from over. A lion does not earn its roar by standing in fire. It earns it by facing the beast within. Now you must face the final test, his father said. The challenge was clear. Adisa must fight, not just with his hands, but with his heart, with his will. No one could help him now. No one could fight his battle for him. You should walk away, boy. The flames have not made you a warrior, his opponent said. The old Adisa would have listened. The old Adisa would have run. But that Adisa had burned away in the fire. Adisa said, soft but unbreakable, I would not run. Adisa had never fought before. Not like this. But something inside him told him to trust his instinct. The boy, he is fast, one villager said. Strength alone does not win battles. Strategy does. The boy who once ran now stood and fought. He landed a hit. A villager shouted, perhaps you are more than a boy after all, his opponent admitted. And when fear is gone, there is nothing left but the will to win. Can Adisa outthink Kofi? Will he prove himself? Or will the warrior's strength be too much? There are battles fought with fists, and there are battles fought with the mind. If Adisa was to win this, he had to choose the right one. Strength was Kofi's weapon. Speed had to be Adisa's. Ogun, watching, murmuring to himself, he's not fighting like a warrior. He's fighting like the lion. Kofi said, you fight well, but let's see how long you last. This is the moment where the weak stay down, where the fearful surrender. But Adisa had already crossed the fire. He had already stood before the lion. He was not weak anymore. You fight with your strength. I fight with my spirit. You cannot break what refuses to bend, Adisa said calmly and steady. The final blow was coming. One strike would end it. Would Adisa fall, or would he finally prove to himself that he was more than just the boy who once ran? Will Adisa win, or will Kofi's strength overpower him? There are moments in life where time slows down, where everything you have ever been and everything you will ever become is decided in a single second. This was that moment for Adisa. Strength against will, power against purpose, a battle not just bodies, but of belief. Not forward, not backward, but to the side. The village had known Kofi's strength, but today they witnessed something greater. The power of a boy who refused to surrender. "You are not the boy who ran anymore," his opponent said in a low voice. Adisa did not need to win with brute force. He had already won in the only way that mattered, by proving to himself that he was enough. The chief said in a strong and clear voice, "Tonight, we have witnessed the making of a warrior. Strength is not in Moses alone, but in the heart that refuses to break. A lion that knows its own roar is a lion that no longer fears the jungle. Ogun, firm but proud." The fire had tested him. The battle had shaped him, and now the boy was gone. In his place stood something greater. Adisa's journey was not just about fire, strength, or proving himself. It was about something greater, learning to trust the power within. And now, the question is not about Adisa anymore. The question is about you. What will you do when doubt whispers in your ear? Will you turn back, or will you take that step forward, just like Adisa did? You already have everything you need inside you. The only thing left is to believe. If this story inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs it. And remember, your story is just beginning. Subscribe to Echoes of African Wisdom for more stories that will inspire, challenge, and change the way you see yourself. Because in the end, the greatest stories are the ones that leave us better than they found us.